Do you ever find yourself doubting yourself, feeling like you're not good enough? Are you tired of seeking validation from others? Like you, I have struggled with my self-esteem, feeling insecure, lonely, anxious, talking negatively to myself, comparing myself to others, and relying heavily on the approval and validation of others to feel worthy. We'll be going in deep into my personal experiences as a doctor and DJ, covering everything from emotional intelligence to relationships and dating apps, challenging the limiting beliefs in your head, and so much more. By the end of this video, you'll know how to build real self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-belief without relying on anyone else for attention, compliments, or likes. Let's go. As a doctor, my role is to serve people. I do often receive gratitude from patients, but here's the thing, it's not always about receiving appreciation or recognition. You see, I see patients in the emergency department who might come in unconscious after a life-threatening head injury, or elderly patients who arrive confused and scared and have no ability to communicate their appreciation towards me. In those moments, I instinctively do what I need to do to ensure they survive. They might never know I was there or ever see me again, but here's the magical part. I leave that moment of serving them feeling incredibly satisfied. That feeling is why I'm a doctor. The key here is that I'm not relying on external validation to feel good about what I've done. I know within myself that the act of serving another human being in their time of need is powerful. I know I made a difference, regardless of whether anyone else recognizes it. You can also find self-worth when you help others. Volunteering is the obvious method here, but my favorite way to find that fulfillment, because it's fun, spontaneous, and anyone can do it, are random acts of kindness. This could be buying a coffee for the person behind you in the line, leaving a kind note for a friend, or helping an elderly neighbor with their weekly shop. These are small gestures that leave you with a warm feeling inside yourself. On that note, a few weeks ago, I actually went into public and asked people to write kind messages on a piece of paper to another stranger out there. The reactions were priceless, and it just shows how simple acts of kindness goes such a long way. I'll link you to that video at the end of this one. Another of my favorites is mentorship. If you have any skill, someone out there can benefit from your guidance. Giving them the tools to succeed and seeing their growth will be a fulfilling experience for you. Outfit change, because I'm actually going out this evening. Looking good is feeling gorgeous. Let's talk about looking good for yourself. Now, I'm not saying you need to dress up to the nines every day or follow the latest fashion trends, but taking the time to choose outfits that make you feel confident can completely change how you perceive yourself. When you wear clothes that don't fit well or are worn out, that reflects in how you feel about yourself. Now, I'm no fashion guru, but periodically, maybe once or twice a year, I look at men's fashion videos and buy a few items that I can mix and match and I know will make me look good for myself. This care for myself then translates to confidence and energy that others do pick up on at work, social events, or when I'm on stage. You should also discipline yourself with a skincare routine, because it reinforces that your skin, which is part of you, deserves to be cared for. And keep yourself well groomed by pampering yourself to a haircut which makes you feel your best self. I pre-book my haircuts every 3 weeks because I love the experience of it, and I know that when I walk out, I'll feel 1,000 times more confident. Guys, we are building an incredible community of people similar to us who want to improve their well-being and just have a great time during life. As a DJ, I throw parties for you guys in the most iconic locations in the world. To stay up to date with my events and mental health content, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and let me know in the comments who you are. Mastering emotional intelligence could change your life. Let's break emotional intelligence into two parts. Part 1 is self-awareness. How well do you understand and manage your emotions in different situations? Are there recurring triggers that set you off? By developing your emotional self-awareness, you gain a deeper understanding of yourself and can make changes to take more control of your thoughts and behaviors. Because your emotions do influence your thoughts and behaviors. For example, the trigger might be when you're scrolling on social media. You might see someone living a life of luxury, which you then compare your life to, making you feel like a failure. Those feelings of inadequacy and sadness leads you to question your self-worth, fixing negative thoughts about your success inside your mind, which are all untrue, harmful, and we need to erase. By being self-aware, you will now notice those toxic thoughts early on, and then you'll be able to look back at that trigger, which in this case was scrolling on social media, and then make a rational change, like unfollowing those accounts that make you feel inadequate. That's an example of being self-aware in a situation with just yourself, but you also need to be self-aware when you're in interactions with other people. And that leads me on to part 2 of emotional intelligence, which is empathy. How well do you understand the feelings of others? A person who actively listens to a friend during a difficult time, offering support, and without judgment is showing good empathy, versus a person who dismisses or invalidates another person's feelings and fails to understand their perspective, has no empathy. You need to reflect on your interactions with other people. That's self-awareness. And develop empathy with different types of people in a range of scenarios to be the most emotionally intelligent person you can be. Having amazing people in your life and meaningful relationships is incredibly powerful for your well-being, combating any feelings of loneliness, giving you a sense of belonging, purpose, and therefore raising your self-worth. Later on, I'll be talking about identifying your real friends, so keep watching. Imagine this scenario. You're feeling a bit down and seeking validation, so you turn to dating apps, hoping for attention and a boost in self-esteem. Or maybe you find yourself reaching for that glass of alcohol or drugs to momentarily escape negative emotions. And yeah, a one-night stand might seem like a thrilling way to feel desired and validated in the moment. But here's the truth. These activities may give you a temporary high and raise your dopamine levels, but they can leave you feeling empty, disconnected, and even more insecure in the long run. It's like a quick fix that doesn't address the root causes or fulfill your deeper emotional needs. You need to assess whether you have a healthy relationship with these things by reflecting on your reasons why you do them. What are your motivations and intentions? Are you using them to seek validation or escape negative emotions? You need to set clear boundaries with what feels true to your values and well-being. You know if these habits are wearing you down, and it's your responsibility to make the change, like cutting out these behaviors and finding healthier alternatives. For example, switching alcoholic drinks to a lemonade and learning to say no when your friends offer you a drink, or if they conveniently forget that you've stopped drinking, or switching dating apps for meeting people in real life and getting to know them on a much deeper level. Be strict with yourself and it will pay off. Think about how you feel after a well-rested night versus a night where you're tossing and turning. When you sleep badly, you're more irritable. You might have mood swings and you're less confident at facing challenges. This then drives negative self-talk and feelings of self-doubt. When I haven't slept properly after a stretch of nights, or I've been up late partying, I feel more anxious about everything after. Sleep is like a superpower that recharges our mental and emotional well-being. One night's good sleep is cool, but consistent quality sleep every single night is how you can really level up your well-being. Here's what you can do to improve your sleep quality. Create a wind-down routine for the hour before bed to help you relax. Get rid of your phone because that blue light from the phone screen will keep you awake. And listen to relaxing music or do breath work. Just see what works for you, but keep it simple. Be disciplined with sleep timings. This means going to bed and waking up at consistent times every day, even on weekends. And think about what you're consuming. Stop drinking caffeine after lunchtime and cut out alcohol as much as possible because it stops you from resting properly. On a day-to-day basis, I post stories on my Instagram showing you my lifestyle and tips as a doctor and DJ. Make sure you follow me on there after this video and drop me a DM. Alright, picture this. You have a dream goal. Maybe it's starting your own business, learning to talk to strangers, or stepping into a leadership role. But as soon as you think about taking that leap, your inner critic shows up with a list of reasons why you can't do it. I'm just not good enough. I'm unlikable. I don't have enough experience or skills. These voices are harmful. And let me tell you, they are not telling the truth. This is how you can challenge those self-doubts. This is called the reality check technique. First, notice that voice when it pops into your head. Then, like a detective, ask yourself, is this belief true? And what evidence do I have to support this? At this point, you realize that you have no strong grounds for that toxic belief. Now, this is the best part. Look for evidence that proves you wrong, like past experiences where you have succeeded in similar situations. You can also add in positive affirmations where you replace those negative thoughts, like, I can't do this, with statements like, I have worked hard and now I'm ready for this challenge. Imagine you're stuck in your comfort zone right now. This technique will open the exit door from your comfort zone and give a little nudge out. But it's up to you to step outside with both feet, embrace that possibility of failure, and view it as an opportunity for growth. The gym really is a place of safety from your self-doubt. And it's much more than that. It's also a place of personal growth, discipline, and inner strength. Think about it. When you first step into the gym, it might feel a bit intimidating. Your inner critic might chime in saying, you're not fit enough for this, or you'll never look as good as others in here. Every person you see in the gym started somewhere. It's all about the progress you make, consistently showing up and pushing yourself to prove to yourself that you can do it. That endorphin rush at the end of a session is pure self-esteem. And when you're consistent, you start to live and breathe that self-belief. Over a year ago, I went through a rough patch. My life felt quite unstable with rejections in my career and a relationship that was ending. I wasn't eating well, sleeping well, or working out. At the lowest point, I didn't like myself. I didn't think I was good enough for anything. And I also felt physically unattractive and insecure in my own body. So I committed to training 3 times a week in the gym, no matter what. A year later, today, I feel stronger and more physically capable than ever, more energetic and confident, so much so that I'm happy to approach people at events and make new friends. You're not doing this for anyone else but yourself. If the gym isn't for you, try a different form of movement that you can stick to. Start now and commit. No excuses. If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content on taking control of your mental well-being. Let's continue. You need people in your life who genuinely uplift you and support you. They see your potential when you doubt yourself, and their belief becomes a driving force for your growth. So let me ask you, who in your life meets this criteria? Spend more time with these people. In fact, right now, message one of those people and arrange to meet up within the next 2 weeks. Don't be fooled by people who appear to have loads of friends. I admit I am one of those people who appear to have a huge social circle because I'm very visible on social media. But the truth is, I can name on one hand the people who are good for my self-esteem. The others are just there. Oh, and for the friends who are making you question your self-worth or bringing you a constant stream of unprovoked negativity, it's now time to stop giving them your energy. Be civil and don't engage, move on. Social media can be a double-edged sword. It connects us to a world of inspiring content and like-minded individuals, but also exposes us to unrealistic standards, comparisons, and body image challenges. You need to take control of your social media feed by unfollowing accounts that trigger negative feelings or make you doubt your worth. Like influencers who appear to be living those lives of luxury and who look flawless in their appearance. I can tell you, for a fact, having been part of the creator world, that a lot of what you see is completely fake on those accounts. So replace those accounts you follow with ones that promote body positivity, self-love, and authenticity. Who inspires you on social media? Comment their names or profiles below for me and for everyone else watching this to follow. Have you ever found yourself comparing your body to others, feeling unhappy with what you see in the mirror? Okay, let's shift the spotlight from appearance to health and well-being. Instead of obsessing over how you look, focus on how you feel and what your body can do. That could be going for a run, dancing, yoga, or like I mentioned earlier, for me, I love hitting the gym. Imagine this, you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, your mind cluttered with self-doubt, and you're desperate for a sense of inner peace and self-assurance. By setting aside a few minutes each day to meditate, you're giving your mind a chance to reset and recharge. The idea behind it is to be focusing on just one thing. That could be your breathing or music, and as you get distracted, you pull your focus back into the present. You start to learn to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment and letting them pass without getting carried away by their intensity. Doing this is amazing for our self-esteem because it builds our self-awareness, self-acceptance, and emotional regulation as we take control of our thoughts and emotions during these moments. Also, meditating doesn't require anyone else's approval. It's just you and your mind. When I'm in hospital dealing with several unwell patients at the same time, I often feel mentally battered. I do breathing exercises when I'm stressed or anxious like that. And now, in whatever I do, I try to be more present so that I am truly connected to the moment. It gives calmness, clarity, and an overall sense of well-being, which feels amazing. If there is one thing you can do to address all the things we've talked about today, it's putting pen to paper to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This lets you offload the stresses onto the paper whilst giving you serious clarity on what's going on inside your head. Earlier we talked about self-awareness being part of your emotional intelligence. Now, you'll gain a deeper understanding of yourself if you write things down and analyze your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in certain situations. In particular, the ones that trigger you off. The same goes for when we talked about challenging our limiting beliefs by questioning the validity of those negative thoughts that creep into our heads and that stop us making progress. You can literally write down those negative thoughts and alongside it, write down all the evidence that proves that statement is not true. Your journal is also a great place to document and celebrate your wins, giving yourself credit for what you've achieved, no matter how small. I started journaling 8 years ago, and if I have a down day, I look at what I wrote back then, and I can see right in front of me how far I've come. And gratitude. You should jot down things you are grateful for each day, shifting your focus from what's missing to what's already there. If you've got this far, I know you're serious about improving your relationship with yourself. Thank you for putting your well-being first. At the start of the video, I talked about random acts of kindness and promised I would share a video where I went into public asking people about their mental health and asking them to write kind messages to strangers. That video is on screen here. I'll see you there.